This is the show that gets Dublin talking.
The FM104 Phone Show.
Now, you're very welcome back. This is Adrian Kennedy with you until 1 o'clock tonight. I mentioned this to you already. Please don't text the programme at this moment in time because our text service is temporarily out of action. So your text will go to us, but we probably won't get to see it at this moment. We're having awful trouble with our text service. So please don't text the radio station at this moment, as you will still be charged, but we're not going to see your text, unfortunately. Okay, there's some major problem with our text service, which is being resolved as we speak, and hopefully it'll be back up running soon. So pick up the phone and call me on 6797104 about this story. A B&B owner in the UK is being sued by two gay men at the moment because she refused to sell them a double room at her house for basically to stay in. The gay couple are suing her, claiming that by refusing them the room was an act of discrimination. The B&B owner is claiming that because of her religious beliefs, she had every right to refuse the gay couple a double room. After all, it is her house. Now, the lads are looking for compensation of £1,800 each for gay discrimination because the B&B owner, Suzanne Wilkinson, refused to give them a double room. Michael Black and John Morgan said they were shocked when they were refused the room. When they arrived at Suzanne's B&B, she told them, "It's against my religious beliefs for you to share a bed under my roof. After all, this is my private house." Now, she also went on to claim that she would refuse a double bed to a straight couple who weren't married. She's very strong feelings about people who are unmarried sharing a bed together. And I'd love to hear from you on this. Our telephone number is 6797104. Now, remembering a B&B is the woman's own private residence as well. She's renting rooms out to people, but it is her own private residence. Has she not every right to say, "No, I'm not comfortable with this. No, I don't want you sharing a bed in my house"? Or is this ridiculous? She should get out of the B&B business altogether. 6797104 is our telephone number. David, you're on FM104. How are you, David?
Yeah, how's it going?
Grand, thanks, David. Now, was this woman within her rights in her own house, although it's a B&B, in her own house to say, "No, I'm not comfortable with the gay couple sharing a bed together"?
Well, if it's her house, she has the right to refuse, of course, but it's ridiculous. Like what's next? Checking to see if people are murderers or rapists or...
Well, obviously you'd like to know that sort of information, I'm sure, before you rent a room out to them.
Yeah, of course, but it's ridiculous, you know what I mean?
Okay, so you think she has no right to even be inquiring about people's sexuality, does she? Do you think?
Well, it's not... No, she doesn't, and if she sees two men walking in together, like, she's going to obviously think straight away, these are two gays, you know, they're going to... I'm not having this.
Okay, so you think that she has no real right to be saying, "No, you can't share a bed in my house"?
Well, if it's her house, she has the right to refuse, of course, but it's ridiculous, you know what I mean?
She shouldn't be in the B&B business, should she not?
Well, she's not going to have much business refusing people because they're not married, and plus it was Jesus that said that he who without sin cast the first stone. So
that's what he said, yeah.
So she's really just...
You think it's pathetic? All right, 6797104 is our telephone number. If you're somebody who would have a problem with something like that, I'd love to hear from you. You're running a B&B and a gay couple want to share a room. How would you feel about that? Would you be deeply uncomfortable with it? Would you say no? Or do you think it's absolutely none of her business what the gay couple are doing, what sort of a bed they're sleeping in? It's absolutely nobody's business. 6797104 is our telephone number. Now, James, you're on FM104. How are you, James?
Hey, Adrian.
Good, James. Now, what did you want to say on this?
I think she's absolutely right to refuse them homosexuals for getting into her B&B. That's her life, and that's her licence to do that. And I wouldn't mind if a normal couple came up and knocked on the door and says, "Is there any vacancies?" She said, "Yeah, there is. There's no problem." But she's weary of these couple coming up, two fellas looking to go into a double bed, a bedroom and stay the night off for 3 nights over the weekend or whatever. And she turns out and says, now, you know how the gay community go on these days? They're very flamboyant and they're very exposed, like, you know. So I would agree with that woman.
You'd agree with her?
I would agree with her. I wouldn't let them anywhere near the place.
You wouldn't let them anywhere near the place?
No.
Hang on for 1 second. What's the point in running a guest house or a B&B if you're not prepared to have everybody and anybody staying in it?
Yeah, it might be a guest house, but they're not guests in my house, homosexuals. I'm totally against that. And the whole thing of couples being man and woman is breeding, right? Now, how can a gay couple come up and attempt to breed? So the only option they have is to adopt, right? Now, Adrian, it's only Elton John had been refused for years, and it's only recently that he was given the opportunity to adopt someone. So I think the whole world's gone totally mad.
Okay, so you think this woman was well within her rights to say, no, I'm not happy with a gay couple staying in a double bed in my house?
Yeah, alarm bells would have gone off when I opened up the door and say, hey lads, what's the story? Oh, how are you? With our little stupid voice, and we want to stay the night or the weekend. I'd have kicked them out the door as well. Get out of here. I'm totally against.
Well, now there you are, David. He would feel the exact same way. What do you think? That's a pathetic attitude.
Well, I wouldn't be comfortable with if I had a place and two gays came in. To be honest, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I wouldn't be comfortable in that sense. But she's saying like she wouldn't let a married couple in. A
couple that weren't married is what she said. Yeah,
that's just going to the extreme. Like if she has a belief in her religion that she doesn't like that, that's fair enough to throw a place. I don't know.
All right, so, but you're also saying you would be uncomfortable with it? A gay couple staying in a double bed together?
If it was my place, I would, yeah, to be honest.
Definitely.
Right, okay, so now both of you are saying, that wasn't what you were saying at the start though, David. You were saying that, they've every right to, it was completely over the top.
No, it's not over the top, Adrian. It's completely right, sorry. It's completely right. If that woman, right, and a normal person walked up with his girlfriend, you kind of, that's the normal thing to do. You'd say, yeah, you have a vacancy or not. But if two chaps come up wearing all the stupid stuff they usually wear and say, hey, you doing? We're looking, can we stay here tonight? Obviously, alarm bells are going off. I'd say, no vacancies tonight, get out of my garden. Or I'll call the police. I wouldn't have...
Call the police on what grounds, James? They're human beings, for God's sake.
No, they're not. They're subhuman.
I know. Here. I'm not going down this road with you. You can't be calling people subhuman because of their sexual orientation, you dope.
Well, listen.
Seriously, get with the programme, man.
How are they going to continue human life being homosexual?
Some people don't want to continue human life. There's loads of married couples who choose not to have children. That doesn't make them any less important in the world than couples who are having children. Don't be so ridiculous.
I'm not saying that, but I think that woman had the right to refuse them two gay people. That's what I'm trying to say, Adrian.
All right, stay there for 1 second. 6797104 is our telephone number. He's saying she had every right to turn away this gay couple. And if he was running a B&B himself and a gay couple arrived at the door saying, we're here for the night, can we have a double room, please? He would say, piss off, basically. Mark, you're on FM104. How are you, Mark?
Hi, Adrian. How you doing? To be honest with you, I'm sitting there listening to these people saying breathing and saying like, so, I mean, it doesn't matter what sex you are. You should be allowed to stay. Business is business. Like, they're not doing anything wrong. You can't help who you fall in love with. Okay, you're going to hear this from loads of people saying you've got friends that are gay and all, but I've got very close friends that are gay, and the thing is, like, some gay people, you wouldn't know they were gay. Some people, they go on, like a lad goes on a lad. Like,
yeah.
Two of my best mates are like, they're both, and they've been gay for years, and most people don't know. And the thing is that they hang out, they go to watch the matches with all of us. What's the difference? They love each other, that's it. So, I mean, it's not that they're going to fucking go up and have a big orgy there and it's going to be all weird shit, like. Look, I think what it is a lot of people, in my own personal opinion, I think that people that are like that are a little bit homophobic because they're a little bit...
A little bit? James, you surprise me that you're extremely homophobic.
Yeah, like what is the actual point, right? You could like that chap was saying, you don't really know who's what's what. So I could be out with that chap there who's on the other line there, and we're all having a few drinks and all, and he could be looking at me and saying,
You're not that attractive, feel relaxed. Look, at every gay lad doesn't want to have sex with every other lad. Like, it's basically, when you do look at every girl and you say, geez, I'd bang the well, actually you're a bloke, you probably would.
So,
look, I've lots of friends. Look, a lot of my friends that are gay, right? A lot of them. Now, I've lots of straight mates as well, and don't get me wrong, mate, you know, like,
they're looking at you like that.
No, they're not. They're looking at me like I'm a mate. Like, listen, have you got friends that are girls? Proper friends that are girls?
A mate is exactly.
No, quick question for you. Quick question. Do you have any friends that are female, right, that are actual friends that you don't want to bang?
Do we have female friends that I don't want to bang?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay, then that's what gay people are like as well. When they're around me, I'm their friend.
See, the difference is, buddy, that they're not blokes.
What?
They're not blokes. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not looking at me mate that's across.
No. The point he's trying to make is you have female friends that you don't want to necessarily have sex with because they're just friends, and he's saying gay blokes are the same. I mean, I've gay mates as well. I don't think they want to get up on me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
How do you know, Adrian? Like,
sorry?
Okay.
How do you know?
Well, I don't think about it, to be honest.
Dude, come on! I think you're slating everyone with the one brush here. Like, seriously, I've got, like, as I said, look, some of my friends are straight and they're cool lads. They get up on the crack of dawn, they would, and I've got some gay mates that are the exact same. Look, everyone's the same. It doesn't matter what your preference is. In my personal opinion, mate, I think you should give these lads a chance. Listen to them, you'll see that it's just like everybody else. There's nothing wrong with them. Like, I'm actually going up to one of them tomorrow. Actually lives up in Strabane. I'm going up to him now tomorrow to have a laugh. Like, I can tell you one thing, I have the best crack with him. I go out and he's my bleeding wingman. He starts chatting up boards for me, and I go over and I start bleeding, you know. And he's cool like that. Like, I don't think of him. Like,
let me ask you, Mark. The idea of a B&B turning away a gay couple from refusing them a double room. What do you think of that?
I think that's a lot of fucking shite, to be honest. I think it's disgusting. I think the fact is that you've got some Ellen trying to force her religion on other people, and I think that's a lot of bullshit.
Okay, do me a favour, stay on the line there for 1 second, and James, I'll come back to you in just a second as well. Christopher, you're on FM104. How are you, Christopher?
I am good, yourself.
Now, you think she's within her rights as well?
Of course, yeah. Going back to what your man just said, is some old one trying to push her religion on somebody else. Now, my theory is, if I go into a Subway and they say to me that halal meat cannot be, only halal meat is to be served, why can I not get a proper, ham sandwich in there? At the end of the day, if the Muslims within this country can say, no, I don't agree with this, and I don't want the British, Irish, Christianic views pushed on myself, I don't have to oblige them. So why can't she stay within her Christianity rights and go, I don't agree with gay people staying in my hotel?
Well, in her B&B, which is also her house.
B&B, yes, I'm very sorry.
Okay, so you think that this woman is well within her rights to refuse?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, if other religions in this country...
But I mean, what business is it of hers what they are doing in their bedroom? Do you know what I'm saying?
What business is it with Subways if I want a ham sandwich? I'm sorry, but, it's the same thing. It's the thing of, if I order a pizza somewhere, it's going to be a case of they go, oh no, we only serve halal meat here. I'm sorry, you're in a Catholic country in Ireland, and in the UK, you're in a predominantly Christian country. Why then?
Well, okay, Mark, let me just bring you back in for 1 second. Basically what he's saying is, on religious grounds, she's well within her rights to say no. Just like a Muslim can refuse to eat meat that's not halal meat. Same thing.
Well, here's the thing, like, you would advertise somewhere, like, if you're not going to take someone in, but I think, never mind pushing rights and all, I just think the fact is that a woman is basically jumping to the conclusion, people sleep in B&Bs only. We're all talking about here that they're going in and they're going to bang and they're going to do all mad shit in the room. Like, I don't know whatever blokes have this idea in their head that that's what gay people do. They probably went in, they were probably out for a couple of days, and wherever they were gone, they were there, 3 days, you say? They're probably going on a tour, they're going to have a look around or whatever. They're not going to be banging every bleeding second of the day, and if they are, they're probably, if if they're going on a holiday together, I presume they're in love. I presume they're going to be like they're probably banging at home anyway. I'm sorry for saying it like that, but that's the way lads think. It's banging with gay lads. But it's not. They're probably there. They're not. They're probably just put somewhere to put their head down. It's a B&B, so they're not trying to be all romantic and all. If it's going to be romantic, they'd stay in a hotel. They'll stay in the B&B to probably put their head down for a night so they can actually see the country, or they have a business trip for the whole lot.
At the time. At the end of the day, if you can't get a hotel, you're going to stay in a B&B. I'm not being prejudiced towards the gays. I mean, a couple of my good friends are gay, gay themselves. But at the end of the day, that's within her belief, not to let homosexual couples into her bed and breakfast, into her personal home, regardless if it's partly a business or not. I mean, at the end, why can then Muslims turn around and do this to us?
Okay, what if I was racist? No, I'm not. But what if I was racist and I said I don't like black people? Basically, I was a taxi man and I don't like black people getting into my car. Now they'd have a case. Do you think that's wrong? Do you think that's wrong if I said I just don't like black people in my car?
Well, no. At the end of the day, if you're a taxi driver, you again, as you're in the service industry, have a right to refuse service to anybody that comes to you. I know this because I work in the service industry myself. If I don't feel comfortable with serving somebody, I won't serve them.
Okay, here's a little bit more extreme. I'm a doctor and a black person. I'm a doctor and a black person comes in and needs me to help him. Is it my right that I have to help him, or should I say, sorry, I'm racist?
You're talking different stuff there. Being a doctor.
I'm being more extreme now. I'm giving you an extreme version of it.
At the start, when you become a doctor of an ethical right, where you have to provide a service. This, you're talking medical industry is totally out of this.
I'm exaggerating the point, really, but I'm just saying. I just think
as a doctor, you have to treat everybody that comes to you. So, would you like to find another industry for me, please?
I just think that the fact that with the day and the age that we're in now,
crackheads in my hotel,
right? Was it?
So does that make me hypocritical towards them?
I didn't know what you said.
I refuse to deal with crackheads.
Well, I know why you don't want to deal with crackheads, because they're crackheads.
Crackheads, no. Exactly. At the end of the day, if she wants a certain clientele, if Muslims refuse to serve gay to the people, then why can't she refuse gay people into her property?
Well, look, back to your thing. Like, crackheads are basically one. If you work in a hotel, crackheads aren't going to. Well, my own. Maybe I'm being very. I don't know. I'm slating them all as stereotypical. They're like crackheads, in my opinion. I'd say are going to wreck the place. They're going to leave a mess. They're not going to probably pay. They're going to have problems. But gay people are just normal people. It's just a sexual preference. It doesn't mean anything. No, but that's what I'm saying. I know we're kind of going back and forth here on the points here. I know we're going back and forth on points, and I know it doesn't make sense that way.
Your last pickup on this was it's some old woman pushing her religion on. Yeah?
Well, that was one of my points. Yeah. I think.
But therefore, why is it not acceptable for her to go, I don't want a gay couple in my B&B, when it's perfectly acceptable for the Muslim to go, I'm not serving bacon in Subway?
Well, I see your point there, but the thing is, did she advertise that she wasn't going to take gay people?
I mean, I've got nothing against gay people. Two of my best friends are gay. Over that. But at the end of the day, if she believes that much in her rights, in what she's been brought up on, obviously she's an older lady. I followed this story myself back in the UK at the time that it started. So, you bring this right the way back and go, why can't this lady say no? At the end of the day, a Muslim can refuse to serve you certain things. A Muslim can refuse to serve you alcohol. Many things. They work in a Christian/Catholic country.
Right.
Therefore, they refuse then to serve you alcohol or whatever else.
Okay, well, look, I agree she has the right to believe her own religion and whatever, but do you think it's right?
But you said that it's some old one pushing her religion on these people.
Well, okay, I see your point about that part, but do you think it's right that she refused the gay lads?
On that.
Okay, well, look,
the question he's asking you is, do you think it was right that she refused the gay lads?
In a way, yeah. I mean, if it's
say we're your friends. You say you have two friends that are gay. You have two friends that are gay. What if it was your two mates and they came to you and they said, "Look, listen, I can't believe this fucker fucked us out. We couldn't book anywhere because it was last minute because we had this place booked, and basically we had to go and we were out of pocket because she told us."
Mind you, I don't know the answer to this, but I'm assuming that this issue is over the double room. I'm sure if they wanted two single rooms, they would have been given them.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, I work in a hotel. I mean, I see people. Gentlemen who have the same rooms, a double room or whatever they might have. I mean, it's not for me to say, therefore, I mean, I'm living in the 21st century. I have not got a problem with people being gay. If two blokes want to share a bed and do whatever they want to do in that bed, you crack on. But if, obviously, this lady is an older lady and she is brought up on old-time views, and the older generation don't generally accept homosexuality in the same way as we do in this day and age. Therefore, I mean, if that's what she wants and that's how she wants to run a business, you let her carry on. It's her that's going to get the bad press about it. But
you know, I agree with you there. I think everyone should actually let everyone know that this woman is prejudiced and just see how far our business goes. Because I mean, look, like gay people are, in my personal opinion, are very successful in the UK. A lot of gay people they're more successful than straight lads because you have their heads screwed on.
Good at what they do. Why are they suing her for the feeble sum?
For the point,
£1,800.
Just for the point. To make a statement. That's what I would do it. I do it for more. I do it just to.
Do me a favour, both of you. Stay on the line there for 1 second. 6797104 is our telephone number. Josh, you're on FM104. How are you, Josh?
Hello, Adrian. How are you?
Grand, thanks, Josh. Now, you've heard this story. A B&B owner in England has basically said, no, we don't want, we've no single rooms and we don't want a gay couple sharing a double bed. What do you think of that story?
It's disgraceful how gay people can still be treated like this in this day and age. Like, I'm gay, and if I was told that I couldn't share a room with my boyfriend, I would be utterly and just disrespected. You know, just because I'm of a certain orientation means I get to be discriminated against. Like, if she said, "Oh, I don't want black people in my B&B because it's against my religion," there would be cases against them. People would be calling her, racist.
Racist, yeah.
It's just because they were gay. It's like, oh, it's fine. We can still slander those people for the next couple of years until they get full rights.
Well, Christopher, what do you say to that? And he's dead right. If this was a case of a woman turning black people away, there would be uproar over it, and rightly so. So what's the difference?
If a woman thinks in her religious beliefs, in that she wants a Christian Catholic environment around her, she should state in her terms of policy that it's a Christian household, it's a Catholic household. But I mean, being black is not a religion.
Okay, but let me put that to you, Josh. That you know, with certain religions, their religious belief are, and Catholicism will be a good example. Catholicism doesn't approve of homosexuality, and you know that, and I know that. Now, if you're a devout Catholic, you should also believe in that.
Up until 2002, Mormons believed that black people weren't going to hell. They were all going to hell. Does that mean it was right? Of course it doesn't mean it was right.
Being black isn't a race, though.
Being black isn't what, sorry?
Isn't a race.
Yeah, but
being black is the colour of your skin. It's your ethnicity. What we are talking about is her religious beliefs. Most black people, again, believe in Christianity. This woman is obviously
a lot of gay people.
Therefore, yeah, but within the Catholic religion, going back years and years ago, being a homosexual wasn't accepted, was it?
Even though there was, as I said, black people in Mormonism, but there was uproar about that.
There's black people again and the Muslims as well, so we can have this argument all night. But predominantly, being black, regardless of that's a racial issue. I'm not talking about racial issues. We are talking about being homosexual. So don't even try and bring the race card into this to make me out to be a racist. What you need to think of is most black people, Asians, whatever colour they may be, are of different religions, yes? Mm-hmm. Now, within the Muslim religion, being homosexual is not accepted. They get stoned back in their country for it.
That doesn't make it right, though. Just because... I'm
not condemning what they do. Do not get me on that. I'm not saying that. But if a homosexual couple from this country went over to India, per se, and go, yes, we've got a double bed booked, they wouldn't take it over there.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right, though. Just because
I'm not condemning that it's right or wrong. I'm saying that within her religious beliefs, she can believe in what she wants to believe. And yes.
Anyway, the point being, Josh, you think it is absolutely disgraceful if you want to check into a B&B that she might say to you, well, if you're gay, you can't stay here.
Of course it is. In the Bible, it also says that people with left hands are like work of the devil. I mean, people with left hands, sorry, you can't come in. Because, like, the Bible says a lot of things, and if we followed it like to the letter, it would be a very different place. Like, we couldn't eat so many food we have, couldn't wear clothes of different fabrics, couldn't cut our hair, shave, couldn't do so many things. But just be, like, people pick out certain things, and then they like pick out certain things, and they go, okay, this is okay, but the rest of it's not. It also said in the Bible, if your child displeases you, you can kill it. If that was my family, I would be long dead, because I'm well displeased my parents more than once. So it's like, people can't pick and choose from the Bible. Either you follow all of it, or you follow none of it. Like, I can't pick and choose, like, for other religions. You either follow it all, or you follow none of it, or you're a hypocrite.
All right, stay there for 1 second. So you think this is bang out of order for somebody who's running a B&B in her own house? I think that's an important aspect of this, that it is her own home as well. But you still think she shouldn't be running that business if she's not prepared to take in gay people?
Exactly. If she's going into the hospitality business, she can't be like, okay, I'll be hospitable to you people, but the rest of you, no, I'm sorry.
All right, let me go to Pauline. You're on FM104. How are you, Pauline?
Hello, Adrian.
Now, Pauline, do you think this woman was within her rights to say, no, you can't have a double room in my home?
No, she shouldn't be in business at all. I think her license should be revoked. The problem is, you know, it's her house and she has guests. She has every right to say, I don't want that couple if there is a couple here. She has every right to say that under her belief, but she shouldn't be running a business if she's discriminating. I would suggest even that if those two gay men had come to the door looking for single rooms, she'd find a reason to discriminate again based on her.
Well, she did say on the night in question there were no single rooms, so...
Yeah, but that would be, even if there were, I'd say she'd discriminate against them. However, she said also that she'd discriminate against an unmarried.
Yes, she did, yes.
Now, you know, it takes it to levels of absurdity. What's she going to do, ask for the marriage certificate?
Yeah, it does seem ridiculous, doesn't it?
Ridiculous. If you want to pretend to be married, you just put a ring on. You know
Yeah, it's very easy to do.
I mean, this is the kind of woolly-minded crap that comes out of these people's heads. You know, I really hope these men win their case. It's a pity they didn't go for more. But I really hope they win their case. And I absolutely think that the like of her running a business, they shouldn't be allowed to run business when it's blatant discrimination. If she put it, you know, years ago we had this thing in England, no dogs or Irish allowed in the windows. If she put that, no gays allowed in the window, that would be a very different matter. They can't do that. That would be blatant discrimination. And there would be, you know, they'd come down on her. The problem is they're allowed to get away with it based on their religious belief, which is absolutely outrageous. I believe people like that should not be allowed to run businesses. Their license should be taken off them if they're not going to...
Well, let me just go back to James for a second. There you are, James. She should lose her licence. She shouldn't be allowed to run a bed and breakfast if she is not prepared to host gay people.
No, after me listening to the conversation, Adrian, 50% of this, right? It's going one way or the other now. You let most of the people on agreeing with it, right? But I think it's a shambles. Now, I think it's her premises. She knows what these gay people are going to come up to the door and go up to her lovely double bedroom, and she knows what type of antics is going to go on. It's unnatural.
Oh, you get real.
It's unnatural. No, here, hold on. It's unnatural for two men to go up. Now, right, at the end of the day, right, when it comes down to homosexuals can't reproduce. And
what has that got to do with a B&B, for God's sake?
I wouldn't allow it. If I owned a B&B with 6 bedrooms and whatever, and a gay couple came up, Adrian, and said, "Oh, can we stay the night?" I'd say, "No, get out of my room. Get out of the garden."
Because they can't reproduce. That's absolutely ridiculous.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Adrian, it's absolutely brain...
No, what are they going to do? Just come up here and kiss and cuddle and then that's it? That's disgusting.
Absolutely ridiculous, Adrian.
But then
Well, Josh, what do you say to that Neanderthal sort of attitude?
just because of
Neanderthal.
It is Neanderthal, James.
It's not Neanderthal. I'm not a caveman. Like, you know what I mean? I'm living in the real world. I'm sick of looking at on Saturday night. You're bombarded with X Factor. There's nothing but homosexuals getting on it and trying to look for the limelight, and they flaunt it everywhere, Adrian.
Sorry, yeah, go on, Josh. Josh, yeah, go on.
I am gay, and I am not floundering it around there. You wouldn't even know if I walked downtown, okay? I wear jeans, a t-shirt, and a hoodie, okay? I'm not into George. I don't watch soap operas. I watch Top Gear. Just because I'm gay doesn't mean I'm going to be floundering around, like, being like a prissy fairy. We're not all like that. There's a very small majority of us are like that. So you can't say that just because I'm gay, I'm going to turn like this. I wasn't like that before I figured out I was gay. I'm not going to be like that after I found out I was gay. So you can't just brandish us all with the one brush. It's like saying all Muslim people are terrorists. It's stereotypical. You can't.
I'm not branding Muslims. I'm not branding gay. I'm not branding everything.
Gay people. The way you go on and say gay people, oh, hello, can I have a room? No, we don't talk like that.
Yeah, but with most of you, the majority.
No. The minority of us do. The same way the minority of Muslims are terrorists. It's just,
if you're in Galway and if I own a B&B in Galway and two lads come up all happy and turty and fruity tooty and they all come up and saying, can we both have a bedroom tonight? I'm going to be suspicious about that, and I will not accept that, and I agree with that girl at the very first part of the phone show that she said she wouldn't accept them. I agree with her totally, because I think it's disgraceful.
What if two masculine women came up to your room saying, could we have a room please? Would you say no?
But you
wouldn't say no. I doubt you'd say no.
You think, like, it's disgusting for two men to be together, and otherwise two women, two lesbians, two women to be together. I wouldn't pass an eyelid to it, because that's normal. Like, yeah, so what?
Yeah. That's totally normal. You are the biggest hypocrite ever. For two men, it's so sick, it's so wrong. But for two women, that's perfect.
Because I'm a man, yeah. I can never.
I'm also a man. I just like to be with other men. That doesn't make me any less of a man. No, I don't. Yeah, okay, whatever. I don't actually care if it is disgusting or not. I can't change that. I'm not going to try to fight that, because I know I'm not going to win. Because if I can't change, like, you can't change the fact that you're straight. Like, when did you choose to be straight? I
was born straight. And I was born straight, and somewhere in your little weird world, about 13 or 14 years old, you decided to start kissing boys.
On my 15th birthday, I decided, I'm not doing so well with the ladies, so I'll try some men.
Yeah, so you decided to start kissing your best friend?
Yeah, I'm kissing my best friend. My best friend's a girl, okay, so shut up. Okay?
No, you shut up. What was it? What age did you start? You didn't get your look with your friends, with your girls, and then you decided to start chatting up your boyfriends, and then you start kissing them on the mouth. Like, so why'd you get on here?
AJ, do you realise how pathetic you sound?
Friend on the mouth.
Yeah.
Do you realise how pathetic you sound?
No, because Adrian, like, this chap is ringing up saying he just happened to start being involved with boys, and I said,
being sarcastic. I didn't decide that one day. It always happened. Look, when I was younger, I was, different from other lads. It's just how people develop. Like, when I was younger, I didn't notice lads. I didn't notice girls. No one at 8 or 9 notices anybody else. It's just your friends. And then when I hit puberty, I sort of noticed lads instead of girls. That's nothing to do with anything else. It's just how I developed.
Here, listen, buddy, but I never decided to start going up at the forest and start kissing boys. You know what I mean?
Neither did I. I didn't go off.
When did you decide to kiss boys? I never decided.
It didn't happen overnight. It happened gradually. Okay, I started to notice things when I hit puberty, and then eventually, I found out what it was. It's the same way. My brother's 14. I'm sure he's noticing girls at this stage.
Yeah.
It's the same as that, except I started noticing lads.
Well, how come I never went down that road then? Start kissing boys?
Because you're not gay, James. Simple as that.
Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. That guy there is trying to...
Pauline, are you still there?
I'm still there. I'd like to say something.
Yeah, go on.
It's developed into kind of a bigot, very bigoted attitude towards that gay man on the phone. And I'd like to say just one thing about that B&B owner. I just hope that these men win their case. I wish them all the luck in the world, and perhaps it'll send a message to these bigots who hide behind their religion to discriminate. I just hope it happens, It'll stop them in their tracks.
And what do you make of the sort of attitude we're hearing from somebody like James here?
It's just, as you say, Neanderthal, it's just a caveman attitude. It's just an attitude of total intolerance, fear and ignorance.
Shane, you're on FM104. How are you, Shane?
How's it going, Adrian?
Grand, Shane. What did you want to say on this? You actually agree with what he's saying?
Yeah, I agree with James there.
Why?
Because it's not just that woman's business. It's her home, and she wouldn't feel comfortable having guys in her home.
But why? I mean, if somebody rents a room off you, they go into their room, that's it. I mean, you hardly have you've no knowledge of what's going on in their room, and why should you be bothered?
Yeah, she might feel comfortable having them under her roof, Adrian.
Why?
She just might feel comfortable for whatever reason.
But you agree with her?
Yeah, because I know I wouldn't like to have two guys under my roof.
You wouldn't like to have two gay blokes in your house?
No.
Why not?
I just wouldn't feel comfortable.
You wouldn't feel comfortable?
No.
What are you afraid of?
Not afraid of that, I just wouldn't feel comfortable maybe having them in the room next door to me or whatever.
Adrian, if I said that about black people, there would be murder.
Yeah, there would be, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel comfortable having black people under my roof and then spout stereotypical bullshit. Then I would be arrested for hate crimes. No, it's just because we're gay. Oh no, it's fine to pick on them. No.
Okay, Shane. Here's a fella who's gay. Why would you not want him and his boyfriend staying in your house?
I just wouldn't feel comfortable. There's nothing against guys. I would just feel comfortable having two guys under my roof.
It's the same all the time.
That's like somebody who says on this show, I'm not racist, but the amount of people, you've nothing against gays, but you don't want them staying in your house. Yeah. I mean, listen to how ridiculous that sounds.
Not two of them together, anyway.
Not two of them together.
What do you think we're going to do?
Now, honestly, Shane, what do you think they're going to do?
I don't know. I just wouldn't feel comfortable having two of them together under my roof.
But what if there's... I'm going to go back to this argument. What if there's two lesbians? You'd probably go, oh, great, two lesbians. This is going to be sweet.
No, I wouldn't feel comfortable having them under the roof either.
All right, 6797104 is our telephone number. It's Adrian with FM104's phone show. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a B&B in the UK that turned down a gay couple, wouldn't allow them to stay on their premises, wouldn't allow them to stay in a double room because they're gay. And the lady who ran the B&B said it was against her moral beliefs. Let me just bring in one or two very quick calls on this. Dara, you're on FM104. How are you, Dara?
Hello, how do you do, Aidan?
Very well, thanks, Dara. Now, what did you want to say on this?
Well, see, I was just listening to your programme last day about Islam standing up for itself, and I do think that what's happening is there's secular extremism which is forcing on people. This is a bed and breakfast as their home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether you agree or disagree with her in particular, I think she doesn't. She believes in her Christian beliefs. Now, it is true it's in a bed and breakfast. Now, if it's a hotel or a public building, that's different. But in her own private house, I think she can stand up for Christian beliefs. And I also think that this is going on quite long. There's a lot of Christian doctors, for example, who have to do things they don't want to do and are forced against their beliefs to do it. Yes, a lot of us are fairly, while we think Islam was too extreme in their demonstrations, we admire the way they stand up for the beliefs.
Okay, so you think that this woman should be praised for standing up for her beliefs?
I think she should be allowed to stand up for her beliefs. Whether you praise her or not is your affair, But I do think that if what has happened is there's what's happened a lot of intolerance. Tolerance has gone. The tolerance which was supposed to be between, let's say, people who are atheist or Christian living side by side, it's not happening now. It's gone the other way. It's where every time this discussion comes up, it's always an attack on born-again Christians or Mormons or Catholics or that, where they're not allowed. They're forced into a corner and they're gone into hiding. And I think even Christian leaders are afraid to defend their faith. And I think what's happened is if we really want to coexist, we should allow people, whether they're atheists or Catholics or Protestants or Muslims, to be able to, within their own sphere, let's say in their own house, this is their own house, and to have their faith respected. Like the Muslims who don't like to eat certain kind of meats, that's fair enough. Live and let live. If we want a real genuine, multicultural, multi-faith society, we should respect people to have their own faiths. There are certain things. For example, Jews and Muslims don't eat pork. That's fine. We should allow that, you know. But I do feel that at the moment Christians are definitely having their boot on, getting whacked around the place. I think there's...
Okay, so this woman is perfectly entitled to her beliefs and to act on her beliefs, particularly when we're talking about it being, particularly when we're talking about her being her own home.
Exactly.
All right, and one last call on this. Jody, you're on FM104. How are you, Jody?
I'm good, Adrian. How do you?
Very well, thanks, Jody. Very quickly, it's James you wanted to talk to as well, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I just think his opinion is way out of hand. Like, I have a gay brother, and my mother didn't accept him a few years ago when he came out. She fucked him out. She wouldn't let him come near the house or anything. She didn't believe it was right.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think the topic relates so much to mine. Like, I let him live with me.
And does she still not accept it?
No, she won't let him into the house at all.
Wow.
So I just think...
Very hard to believe somebody can turn their back on their own child like that.
Especially when you're family, yes. That's just the way it is. But I let him live with me, and I see no harm in it. It's a relationship at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if it's man or woman. I just think it's...
has it led to a falling out between you and your mother as well?
I don't have any contact with her. I don't speak to her at all.
Over this?
Yeah. At the end of the day, he's my family, and no matter what he is, I'm always going to be there for him.
And his biggest crime is that he's gay?
Yeah.
That is so sad, because, James, it sounds to me that if you had a child, you'd also turn your back on that child.
Well, that's 50-50, but...
It's not 50-50. You would turn yourself away from him.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing is, it's not natural,
What about
right?
anyone else? What if your child came out that he was gay?
It's not natural, right? At the end of the day, it's not natural. A fella and a fella getting together and having sex is not natural.
Look, it's not... You see, the whole thing about this conversation that bothers me, James, is that you've no tolerance in you. Okay, it's not for you, fine. It's not for you.
I'm not a man.
Absolutely, Adrian. I've no tolerance for gay people.
But you should have tolerance towards people who are different from you.
No, because, do you know what, Adrian? They flaunt it.
No, they don't all flaunt it, James. No, they don't.
They do.
They don't.
You're walking around...
No, I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry, they don't all flaunt it. They don't. You're wrong to say that.
Closet people do. Fair enough, right. 40% of them do. But most of them who are gay, they flaunt it and they're wearing all these...
You're gay yourself and you haven't came out about it.
How come I haven't come up?
Are you racist or something? Like, why can't you not accept it?
Definitely not racist.
Can you accept race people? Can you accept people different?
No, because in the last...
horrible person.
In the last 15 years, honey, right? In the last...
Don't honey me.
Yeah, whatever. In the last 15 years, the whole
world has come to accept gay. That's why you're allowed to be married to gay.
Right?
Gay people are allowed to marry in some countries.
Your brother is in love with a fella. That, to me, is ridiculous.
So, James, I want to ask you a straight question. Excuse the pun. If you had a child and that child turned out to be gay, would you turn your back on your own child?
Yeah, he would.
Pardon me?
I'd disown him, Adrian.
That's disgusting.
Shame on you.
Exactly.
I knew you were going to
Shame on you. And shame on Jodie's mother as well, but Jodie feels that way as well.
No, but see, Adrian, this is the thing, right? That's not normal. It's not normal.
No, it is normal.
In your opinion. Look, I'm going to have to wrap this up. Josh, just back to the... Let me ask you, just to wrap this up, Josh. Do you get much discrimination, if that's the right word, still living day-to-day life in Dublin?
Not a lot of it, because I'm not that out floundering, if you would, like the way he goes on. I don't dress like a fairy. When I was in town with my boyfriend the other week, I was in jeans, a Doctor Who t-shirt and a jumper. So, but I do obviously get some of it, because there are people in this country who are like, oh, it's okay because it's unnatural. But two women together is perfectly natural, which I never understood. And it is natural because they found animals in the animal kingdom who match up men to men and women to women. So it is perfectly natural. So, and about the whole religious thing, the people believing their faith, the Dalai Lama said that if scientists disprove a Buddhist belief, then Buddhism has to change. And I believe that has to be with every religion as well.
All right, thanks very much. Lovely to talk to you, Josh.
Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you. This is FM 104's Phone Show with Adrian Kennedy.